Dear fellow coders, welcome to One Little Coder. If you are new here, this is the place where I make programming tutorials, or I should say coding tutorials, because I'm of course one little coder focused on data science and machine learning. So let's get started with today's tutorial, which is building a web application, a simple web application that would help you do OCR. So to quickly show you what I mean, that is OCR stands for Optical Character Recognition. So this web application where you can upload an image and then it would extract the text that is in the image and then it would display it to you. For that, we are going to use a Python library called EasyOCR. The library's name says EasyOCR primarily because OCR is not easy. So I'm not getting into that kind of topic, but I want to just say that this is one of the best libraries available for OCR, Optical Character Recognition. And we are going to use this library, and also we are going to use another amazing library, Streamlit, for building this web application. So if you have never used Streamlit, I've got a bunch of projects that I've already created using Streamlit, which you can check in the description. I will link it. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to use my Visual Studio Code for creating this project. So in my Visual Studio Code, this is the folder project structure I've got. I've got a folder called EasyOCR, and inside that I've got a bunch of files. Let me just quickly explain every file, what does it mean, and then we'll get started. First, I've got the main Python file that I'm using, where I've got the web application code written. Second, I've got an image. This is for my testing. Third, I've got a simple OCR.py file where I'm going to only show you the OCR part, nothing related to web development. So we'll first see this and then we'll move on to the OCR. Then I've got a model that I've downloaded from the EasyOCR model hub. So anytime you want to do OCR, for it to do a better job, you need a very good model. And the EasyOCR team has given us the second generation English model. And because we are doing English OCR, I have already downloaded the model and keep it in the local space. And these two files are like the system file that has been extracted from here. Don't bother about it. So the main file that I'm going to keep is English G2zip. I'll link the link from where you can download this, OCR.py, simple OCR, and then an image for testing. So I've put all these things inside a folder, and that is what we are going to, this is how our project structure is. Now, coming back to Visual Studio Code, this theme that you might see, I absolutely love it. This theme was developed by a new developer and I came across this on Twitter. I would link this theme link as well. If you use VS Code, you should definitely try it out. It's really soothing and then it gives me a great experience. Yeah. Now, what are the libraries that we need for us to proceed further? The libraries that we need is EasyOCR, that's the main library, Streamlit for web application development, Pillow for image processing, and numpy. Again, we're going to do a little bit of image processing with numpy, not much. So we need 4 libraries for this: EasyOCR, Streamlit, Pillow, and numpy. So once you have these 4 libraries installed, which is quite easy to install, if you want to install any of these libraries, go to your terminal, click new terminal, and then say pip3 or pip, like depending upon which operating system you use. I'm on Mac, so pip3. If you're on Windows, do pip install and then the library name EasyOCR, Streamlit. You can just give all the library names and then you would get all the required libraries installed. And I would also suggest you to check the library names properly before you proceed with, because there are a lot of cases where PyPy might have a library that may not be the same library, so it might somebody might try to pretend like another library. So just make sure that the library name that you are installing, like you're not making any typo. Like for example, when you want to install Streamlit, just make sure that it is Streamlit. Like don't do like Streamlit like this or anything. Just make sure that you install the right library name so that nobody can snoop in your machine. Okay, so now that these are the libraries that we want, these are the libraries that we want for this project. So let's just park it aside, and then I would show you what are the basic things that you need for OCR first. Then we'll look into the web development part. So first you import EasyOCR, the library EasyOCR with an alias OCR, and let me give a gap. And then we need to create an object reader, which is from this OCR.reader, where the first argument is, like if I click this, stay here, you can see the first argument is your language list. The second argument, GPU, is where you specify whether we have GPU in the machine. If you want to use CPU, it's fine, but GPU makes it faster. And then the third argument is model storage directory. And these are the things that we're going to use currently. So the language list, At the same time, you can download for more than one language. For example, if I have an image that has both Hindi and English, I'm going to give it like this so that it would download both Hindi and English. And second thing is, if you do not want it to download the model every time, so if you do not have this thing, if you do not have the model in your current folder, it would download the model all the time. So to specify that you have model in the current folder, you have to give the model folder name. So where the storage is, storage directory of model. And in my case, because it's in a folder and it is in the current folder, I've given it. So just as an example, if you want to put it inside a separate folder, you can create a folder like this, like models, and then there you can say like / models. This means all your model, in case if it's not there, you should download it there, and if it is there, this is the place where you have got your models, and this is how you communicate it to the program that these are the languages that I'm caring about, and this is the place where my models are. So if your model does not exist, it would download it from the internet, but if your model exists, you do not need internet for doing any of this that I'm going to currently show you. Okay, so now once you have this object in place, now you can use this object, and you can use the method there, which is read text. So what I'm saying is, like, from this JPEG which is here, you can extract the text, read the text. There are a lot of arguments. I'm not going to get into details. One caveat probably I would say is that currently it supports, this library supports only images. So if you want to do the same thing for a PDF, you might have guessed by this time, just use a PDF to image converter. Just convert that PDF into image and then pass it to it. So you can just start using it. And then finally, I'm going to have an object result, which is a JSON object. And inside that, there is only one particular location I care about. So I'm going to iterate through this object and then get the one that I care about, and then I'm going to print it. So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 expressions or 4 statements, and you have a very decent OCR in place. I'm going to run this and show you. You might have already seen the image, which is like this. So Malcolm Gladwell, the story of success, outliers, and some handwriting is there. So let's run this and then see what happens. Run this. Okay, that is not the way to run here. What am I doing? Okay, run without debugging. So once you run this, you can see that Malcolm Gladwell, the story of success, outliers, and improving. So the handwriting did not come out very well. So story, times, this did not come out very well, but the printed ones, Malcolm Gladwell, the story, the success of outliers, that came really well. So that is my pitch for you to try out this library. So now at this point, we have a working code of how a library, how to use EasyOCR and build an OCR script. So a couple of things to note in this. If we have to turn this into a web application, what do you think we need to make sure? Like, imagine, like, think in your mind, if I have to convert this script into a web application, what kind of features I want? So in a web application, probably you would want a title, then you would want a little bit of description, then you would want a place where people can actually upload an image. Rather than having one image hard coded, you want a place where people can upload an image, and then finally a place where you show the result of whatever the string that is text that has been extracted. So this is like the most important thing: title, a description, place to upload an image, and then finally show the result. And getting back to what we started, or what we intended to do initially, is what we are going to show now. So like I said, Streamlit is quite easy. It's ridiculously easy. I just love Streamlit. So Streamlit, we have imported Streamlit using the alias st. So all I'm going to do is st.title, and I'm going to give the title inside quote what I want to say. So I've said EasyOCR extract text from images. Okay, so that is my title. If I want something below the title, so I can use subheader, or I can just simply write like this, saying or I can write a markdown as well. So let me show you. st.markdown, and inside that I can say double hash, and I can say using EasyOCR Streamlit. Okay, Streamlit. Okay, that's it. So this is my subtitle. After that, we discussed that we need a place to upload an image. So I'll add comments. This is title, this is subtitle, and this is image uploaded. So this is the method that you have to use to upload an image, file uploader, and this is the label what you wanted to display, and then this is the type of files that you would like to allow. So imagine now we know that this library accepts only images. What if somebody tries to upload a PDF? What if somebody tries to upload an Excel file or document, anything, right? We don't want that kind of mess to happen, because we want it to be like we are handling a test case in this case. So make sure that you have only the image format. So we are restricting it to have PNG, JPG, some JPGs are like JPEG. So JPG, JPEG. So these are the only file types that are uploaded. So the next thing is, now we are set up with the main section, which is like the top section. Now the next thing is now getting into the operation, which is like loading the model. So we can create a function. The reason why we want to create a function is because it's of course more readable. The second thing is Streamlit has a very nice decorator called st.cache. So cache would let you cache this operation. So whatever happens here, it will let you cache, which means your application will load faster. So if you are deploying it somewhere, like a lot of people are going to use only English, so this would make it faster for them rather than every time, you know, doing things from scratch, like complete zero. So st.cache and the model, and here I'm going to say the same thing. Whatever I have written here, it's the same thing, because I'm on a relative path, my folder, so I could deploy it anywhere. That's why I'm not giving an absolute path of where the model is. I'm not saying like slash my documents blah blah blah. I'm not doing that, because I want to give a relative path from where the code exists. This is in the current directory, and then I'm creating this object reader, and then I'm returning this object reader. And when I receive the reader, like this, you know that this scope is here, so I'm just calling the function and I'm storing it as reader, the result. Another thing is next step, which is when we want to do something, what if the image is not there? Like let's say I'm going to try to read the text from the image, but at the start, like at the beginning, when nothing is there would not be any image, right? Like the user wouldn't have uploaded the image. So do you want it to throw some weird error where the user gets scared? No, I don't want to do that. So I'm handling a case. We're saying if image is not none, I'm saying if image is not none, which means basically I'm saying if the image is not empty, then do all these. But if the image is empty, which is the else case, then say upload an image. If nothing is there, say upload an image. And if image is uploaded, which means it's not none, then I'm going to do the rest of the thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use image from this pil and open the image first, store it in an object, and for users readability or understanding, I'm going to also display the same image. For that I'm using st.image. So this is display image, this is read image, okay, and this is load model. I don't know why am I adding a comment here when it already says load model. So display image. Now after the image is displayed, now our objective is to do the extract the text. Now extracting text is not an instant process. It might take a couple of seconds. Now do you want the user to be in the dark thinking like what is happening, or do you want to just tell them that something is happening, a progress bar or spinner? So what I'm doing is I'm making a choice to say that I'm going to display a message that of course AI is at work, and that would display until the result is done. So I'm adding it within a with clause with this, and then within that I'm going to do the rest of the thing. This is just again just for it to aesthetically look good when we have an image. So the next thing is the reader object that we have, reader.read text, the read text, right? Here we just give the file path. If we do not give the file path, we need to give the actual image, and that's why we are using numpy array, np array. You can see image path or a numpy array or a byte stream object. So you can see path, numpy array or byte stream object. We are giving a numpy array of what we read here. Okay, we read this here, and then numpy array of that. And once we give that, now we need some place to store the result because we want to display the result. So I would simply say result, as I initiate an empty list for storing for results. Okay, and then I'm going to go over it. I'm going to iterate through this. This is my JSON object, right? So I'm going to like this. I'm going to go over it saying for text in text like result, take that value and then append it to this. So at the end of this process, at the end of this process, I'm going to have a result list with all the text that has been detected. So any text that has been detected would come into this, and then finally at the end I'm going to write in the sense I'm going to just say that st.write like I said here at the start. I can use markdown, or I can just simply say st.write means I'm just writing the text with the result text. So here in this case it's going to be a list, so you would see slightly JSONic type, but yeah, st.write would do the job. And then finally, because I've got the spinner, I'm going to just use a success message saying here you go. I can probably use it slightly above as well, but this is like a success message. And finally, I want to just give a credit to myself. I mean, I don't know why not, right? So I'm just saying made with love by One Little Coder. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And this is not a message here, this is a message to yourself. I'm actually talking to you. So now everything is done. Save this code. Let's hope that it is fine. Of course it's fine, right? I tested before I made this video. The way we run a Streamlit code is Streamlit run space the app name, which is in this case is OCR.py. Run it. Now when you run this, it would give us two links. One is your local host link, the other one is the link that you can share if you are on a network. And it is giving us a message saying that we have defaulted it to GPU, but GPU is not available, so it's switching to CPU. And it is saying that this code, this library is faster on GPU than CPU. Okay, now it is still running. Let's see if it will take more time. Meanwhile, we can go to our code and then run this. Okay, yeah, it is refreshed. So you can see that EasyOCR extract text from images using EasyOCR and Streamlit. And then this is where we upload the file, upload an image. Because nothing is there, it says upload an image. And then finally the caption is made with love by One Little Coder. So if you are curious how to add a hyperlink, what I can simply go do is I can instead of this caption, I can write a markdown and then add a hyperlink here as well. And any change that we want to make, for example, the title. Okay, I don't want to give EasyOCR. I want to say Optical Character Recognition, and say save. Come and rerun it. You can see Optical Character Recognition using EasyOCR and Streamlit. So anything you want, you can actually optimize it. If you want one more line here, you can say st.html, markdown, and you can just do nothing. It will add a line extra. So anything you want to do, you can do. And now let's look at the functionality. So now we have a place to upload the image. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get an image. Let's start with even outliers image, right? Outliers image. I'm going to take the image and then drop it here, and then it's going to show Malcolm Gladwell outliers, and it says AI at work, and then it just extracted, and here you go, you got the result. What if we want to use a different? Let's try the image of the Kaggle series that I've been recently doing. Let's do this. Kaggle 30 days of ML, AI is at work. Let's see if it detects anything. As you can see, it takes a couple of seconds. It's not the fastest OCR, but it does a great job. So you can see Kaggle's 30 days of ML, day 3, Python functions, and Kaggle, even the logo, and One Little Coder, it has detected as I Little Coder. So it does a great job. And as you can see, you can actually make a lot of customization. For example, very silly customization I would probably give is instead of this, you can actually say st.balloons, and then you can do it. So when something is done, it would actually send balloons up. I know it's kind of silly, but it's good to be silly sometimes. So let's see, like it's trying to recognize, and it just indicates that it has been done. So there are tons of customization that is available. If you use Streamlit, you should definitely check out my other Streamlit videos as well. But if you came here for this particular project where you wanted to create a web application where anybody can upload an image and then get the text out of it, this is the this is a simple project for you. You can definitely extend it with a lot of extended functionalities. You can let anybody upload multiple images. Currently I have let people only upload only one image, so you can do that thing. Also, I've not handled PDF case. Like I said, you can update this code where you can add another utility script where if somebody uploads PDF, you yourself can convert it to image and then start doing the recognition. So there are tons of things that you can improve, and you should improve, right? What is the point if you just copy my code and start using it? We are here to learn and share. If you have any more better feedback, please let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, please subscribe and share the video with your friends. I hope it was useful. EasyOCR, extract text from images using deep learning, but we don't do any deep learning in this. Thanks to Streamlit team, thanks to EasyOCR team for these amazing open source libraries that make our life easy. So if you want to know more applied ML coding tutorials, please subscribe to the channel. Stay safe. See you in the next video.